public issue like this. I think that's overreaching. Good morning, caller. You're live.
My Richie, I second that, Richie. Because on the other side, people cannot tell them what to say. And if it was somebody that was calling the other side to speak like that, they would cut them off. They have been saying, put the nuclear switch on them. That is what I get to say. Because I've never listened to their program. Never. And they not let people get on and say what they want to say that is good about the country. People still things are going on that are good. And once it doesn't suit them, they will cut you off. But Q95, they always want to use Q95 like they're wash your foot and come inside. No, that shouldn't happen. We're respecting them. They should respect us when we have our opinion.
I agree.
We're talking about auditorium, first place that are school that have an auditorium. What I have to do is anything. The important thing is it collapsed. And people talk about the collapsing of the place. So, nothing wrong in that.
Yeah, it's a public concern. Yeah.
Since the other day, I don't know what the police force have to do with one port, always harassing him. He parked somewhere, he parked by his business to unload some drinks. They have to give him a ticket. Other people parking in the same area that is in front of Melissa Red House. You see people parking there all the time to go to her place. No ticket for them. But once it's him that parked there just to go upstairs to put some drinks in his place, they have to put a ticket on his vehicle. He by his place, Antonia, week before last, tell him he park off the road. He cover the gutters so that people can park to come in his business. He parking not on the road. For the longest while people parking there. Antonia had a problem with him. Now I see they put keep clear sign there. Since when they having a keep clear sign? Melissa coming on there to do her hair. At the back of the Melissa parking her vehicle is all her entourage going upstairs there to do her hair. So I want to see where she going to park. I hope she's not going to come in front of his place, jump the drain to come in front of his place with her entourage to park. That is nonsense.
Yeah,
what are you harassing another business for?
From what I
what do them?
From what I understand,
he's to make up his money in the country.
From what
he's not coming to beg them.
Yeah, from what I understand,
Richie.
Blessed day to you as well. I was just about to say, from what I understand, if someone is offloading, they're allotted a small amount of time to offload their baggage in front of business and move on. If the person is not obstructing traffic, then is it really a problem? Is the ticket really warranted? Just a question. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Okay, I'm happy to get through. I'd like to send happy birthday to Connie Gregoire and also birthday greeting to Carnage John Baptiste, President's brother, and also his wedding anniversary. So, Karen John Baptiste and Veronica John Baptiste, happy anniversary as well, and advance birthday greeting to June Bruno. Have a blessed day and morning to Matt.
Have a blessed day.
Nice to you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Birthday greetings all around. Morning, caller, you're live. Okay, please try and call back in. Morning, caller, you're live.
Yes, morning, Richie.
Morning, bro.
What's up?
I'm doing good, thanks God.
Yeah, Richie, I want to ask the Dominica Police Station, police force, a question, and especially the traffic department. For what reason they're blocking all the intersections in Kenfield in the morning? What reason? What is the purpose? Why are the police putting barricades and blocking all intersections in Kenfield in the morning? As if, well, if you go in airport or you go in Kenfield and do something, you have to follow the whole traffic line until you reach by the bank to go into Kenfield or to go airport. When there is shortcut, you can just cut and go, and the police blocking it. For what reason? My brother, around the Caribbean have traffic jam. Everywhere you go in the morning and in the afternoon have traffic jam. People making shortcuts to cut traffic everywhere in the Caribbean, you know that happening, and they're blocking road. But Dominica, we always doing something different. They're blocking the road in Kentville. Because why? The police don't want to stay in traffic department and talk about the road. Maybe they order to come on the road, on the road. Direct the traffic. Check for the source of the traffic. Check what are causing the traffic jam. It's not the bus drivers. I don't know why is the bus driver that causing the traffic jam in Kentville. Come on the road and do what other people. Stop blocking government road. We're paying tax for the road. And we're blocking the road and we cannot do what we have to do. This is government road. Huh? And every morning we're going very early in the morning and they're putting barricades and blocking the road and there is business inside. If I have to buy bread in Kentville, I cannot go and buy bread because I have to come to me all wrong to go in the traffic, just to go and buy bread in the bakery. The Jamaican police force need to come better and stop doing that independent work, my brother. Stop doing police work and stop doing nonsense in our force. I'm Richard. Have a good day.
Blessed day to you as well. And I will say we'll come back to, because I want to bring a discussion, but I'll do that a little later as it relates to traffic, parking. Because I think it's something we need to address. And we can all agree that Roseau becomes overly congested too quickly with traffic. So to the good officers at the traffic department, some concern there about directing traffic from the caller. Of course, we know that at times the traffic department has to conduct what they call traffic checks. This is to make sure everyone or every motorist is up to date, so to speak, with paying their licenses and insurance and so on. I think that's a good thing. That's not bad, as long as it is done at least once a month, you know. But let's take more calls. Morning caller, you're live. All right, call back. Morning caller, you're live.
Yes, good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Morning.
Yeah. If I said that is first time I'm hearing you for this week, would that be correct or I'm subject to correction?
I started on Monday.
Okay, thank you, sir. I tell that to call, but unavailable.
Okay.
But it's an open line, right?
Yes, it is. It is.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ritchie, we have been hearing a lot of what Mr. Gonzog has been saying. But before I say that, let me quickly ask you now, is there any report as yet on the decision of the United States? Is there any report?
On the what?
On the decision the United States about to take today at 8 o'clock, I understood, if I'm correct.
Well, we're on the list. Basically, this is the monitoring period. We have 60 days along with the other 19 nations. 60 days to get our act together.
But allow me to say this, please.
Yeah.
We've been hearing a lot about what Mr. Gonzo said, which I'm in agreement with. But to me, this is nothing new, you know. It is something Mr. Lennox Clinton and others have been lamenting.
Yeah.
But I want to start with on Mr. Lennox Clinton. The reason for this, right? It is because of that same reason they wanted to go with him. You remember they said go with him? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember? They asked to go with him is a headache.
Yeah.
I don't stay long when I call, but it is for the same reason. No, let me ask this to you because I know Matt will listen to you better than me. Mr. G, your boss, will listen to you better than me. For whatever, I do not know if Mr. G will answer me, but I know for sure he will answer you. Mr. Ritchie, You don't think that it is time that we Dominicans at home and abroad come together and really appreciate Mr. William Oxington? If he died today or tomorrow, won't we say we miss him?
Well, I will say this straight, and I have told the Honorable Prime Minister, despite negative views painted by party loyalists on whatever side, from a logical point of view, Mr. Linton is a brilliant mind. He is extremely analytical, and he has contributed. Yeah, I'm getting to your question. I'm just giving my views. You asked for my views. So I'm telling you, he is extremely analytical, and he has done a lot of good in terms of bringing out information, whether or not it was critical of the government or of their actions. He did, of course, try to untangle a lot of the things we did not know as a population. So he is or has done a lot of good for the country.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. But my plea, I pleaded before, and I'm pleading again, because I know for sure people like Mr. G, I call him his name, the guy who always call the radio from Atlanta. These guys are brilliant, and if they would join me and say, listen, if Mr. Linton passed away today, we'll say we're giving him flowers. We say we miss a brilliant head, a brilliant mind. I am pleading for the last time. Let's go together and let's set up good to appreciate the man. Soma is right there. Let's do something to send him somewhere in a hotel somewhere to cock up his wife now. Let's do that, man.
Mind the language, man. Mind the language, please. But I get what you're saying. I understand. But remember, kids listen to this program as well. But I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean.
Let me take it back. Well, let me take it back. But what I mean, let me rephrase. Okay, strike that. Let's get together. Let's send him somewhere so he could enjoy some time with his wife. Is that more appropriate?
All right. Yeah. All right. Take care. Take care, brother. Okay. And this caller, asking for us to give the former leader of the opposition some flowers, huh? He's done some good for the country. It really cannot be denied. His contribution. The facts are the facts. So show some appreciation today, and just to throw this in, Waddick's Ambassador Leroy Waddick's Charles has been someone who has pointed out a lack of appreciation generally, by the population toward people who have contributed to the advancement of the country, and in some ways or some form help to shape and bring clarity to a lot of things that were not as transparent. So let's show more love to each other, huh? Morning, caller, you're live.
Love, life, light, healing, joy, gratitude, courage, and sacrifice. Virtually blessings to you, my brethren.
Blessings, bro, blessings.
Let me just reach out to all those who are mourning. My condolences. I empathize with you, all those who are celebrating. Enjoy, do nothing to do with. Those who are commemorating blessed memory. Richie, you see, there are a lot of psychological games being run on the world. And you have some foolishness in Dominica, as basic as it is, 1, 2, 3, ABC, food, clothing, and shelter, psychology. And the people think that is all there is in psychology. The level of sophistication it entails having to do with different methods or measures of psychology. This is just an infant. And we ourselves are so easily deceived. We just fall for anything and everything. And we do a lot of talking without acting in this country. So the brother is having a field. They are having a field day. With our passport monies and people can't talk. Did you see the No King's Day in America, Richie?
Yeah.
Where there were disturbances, they give them tear gas and rubber bullets or whatever. But maybe 30 or more different states, you see in mass protest and not one problem. It's when people become violent and aggressive, you find the police is taking some measures. But in Dominica, you can't even stand. If you go by the financial center with a placard, police on you. You go and stand up by the headquarters, police on you. Yeah. I lost my tomatoes, so I come a little quiet now. Richie, that level of madness, but let me just not take too much of your time. Richie, are you following what is happening on a global scale? Richie, I know you're an intelligent and curious man. Are you observing what is happening on a global scale, Richie?
For the past time, I've been really focused on what's happening in the U.S.
Okay, in the U.S. Okay, I'm talking about that place they call in Israel with the Jewish people that have assassinated several Iranian officials and bombing civilian infrastructures and promising to kill the supreme leader, and Lebanon, everywhere. These people, Gaddafi in Libya, in Syria, and I mean, that manner of madness is driving us closer on a knife's edge. The Russia, the Ukraine, and all the proxies that are involved using Ukraine. You know, Zelensky was once a comedian. Yeah, officially, he was once a comedian, a clown, I would rather say. So in 2014, they just removed Viktor Yanukovych, the constitutionally due president, and put that man there, and it's just problem. Richie, do we understand the nuclear weapons, those atomic weapons, things that are 1,000 times more powerful than what they drop on Nagasaki and Hiroshima in Japan? So we can eat and drink and be merry and talk about our little politics in Dominica, but there is something on the horizon, Richie. And when they sneezes, we all catches the cold. So if we think we're exempted from their madness, their racism, the imperialism, it is just a matter of time. I talked to Matt on Thursday last week about a global situation. And guess what, Richie? On Friday night, that place they call it Israel attacked Iran. Let us see how it will play out.
Same evening, blessings. We appreciate your comments at this time. It is a cause for concern. We have to be thankful that our region is a bit stable. When you really look at the other regions in the world, especially the Middle East, there's a lot of instability there. We don't have that problem. However, it would be naive to think what's happening over there has no effect to our economies here. So be very attentive, to the world you live in. Morning caller, you're live. Call back, please. Good morning caller, you're live.
Greetings, sir.
Greetings.
Okay, my problem is Mr. Benoit Badwill.
Let me just ask you
to tell us, dock workers, the money he said on oath he had in a special account, we would like to know where it is. Because what they gave us, it was not right, and they know it is not right. But they threatened who that was negotiating for the money that if they doesn't take it, that is the end of the day for everybody. So we have to take what we get. But Mr. Benoit Badwill will tell us the money he had on a special account, he said on the oath, he must tell us where it is. Greetings to you, a good day.
Okay, that's a caller's claim. A call to the former boss at DASPA. A call for redress, financial redress. It seems. Good morning, you're live.
Yes, Richie, I second what the man called earlier to say. Mr. Linton has opened the eyes of the Dominicans a lot and to what is going on in the country around us. And instead of we sometimes uplifting him, we would try our best to denigrate him and bring him down. I listened about the NEP. Mr. Linton in 2019, Mr. Linton spoke about what the NEP should be getting, the amount of money they should be getting, and what they will get when there becomes the new government. And instead of people listening to him, they brought him down and said Mr. Linton was lying. They would not. And any people believe that they will not be getting the amount of money that will be promised to them from our passport sales. Yeah, they will be getting that amount of money. When Mr. Linton tell them they would be getting that, they would be getting that. But instead of doing that, they brought him down. And the Dominicans, we are ourselves worst enemy. Instead of listening to good, we listen to what that is bad. And when somebody trying to speak the truth to us, they're not smiling. They're not accepting. They're telling us the truth because they're not smiling. They're too serious. We have a problem in that country. And I call it on the authorities. It have a lot of places in Roseau. You go and buy shilling for there. Bus park on that side. Vehicles park on that side. You can barely get way to park. They're not putting no keep clear sign nowhere. But in front of one pot, one Isilo Black Bridge, they could put a keep clear sign. Don't you that is harassing a person too much? That is harassment. The police harassing the young man. Stop doing him that. Stop it. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Blue Blue. Dominica, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, just before we do, let's take one more call. Caller, you're live.
Yeah, Richie, I have to call back. When I hear this man talk about giving Mr. Linton his flowers before he died, I have to call back and support that. Because this is a man that put his life and his family life in jeopardy for the sake of Dominica and the people of Dominica. This is a man that brings information that we never know. And he bring it out and educate the people of Dominica. Do you know we the people of Dominica never knew about CBI? Our passport used to sell, and we never know our passport was selling until Mr. Linton come and talk about a CBI program Dominica have, and our money have been going into another account and it's not coming into our treasury. That is when the government of Dominica decided to go into a housing revolution. Say, if it wasn't Mr. Linton that come and talk about that, the people that in houses today that boast the government give them houses, they would never have a house. But because of this powerful man, Mr. Linton, so I support the caller 100% to do something, and I will take part in anything that is organized to give him his flowers. I'm Richie, and in closing, Richie, I want to ask the police force again. The guns that was missing in St. Joseph, the guns that was stolen in St. Joseph, did they get these guns?
That's a good question.
The barrel of grenades they have, they get in thing up there.
What did they do with it? What is the information of those grenades and those explosions they get? The 2 barrels of guns they get on the port. Tell us about them. We need to know if they're on the street or if they're in a proper, safe place. Which the police force need to give us information as citizens. Please tell the Dominica police force we need answers because there are too many guns on our street and they're involved in having these guns on the street. We should continue having a good day.
Brother, thank you. Thank you for calling. I don't think I ever got a follow-up as it relates to the investigation that we can, well, still assume that is still ongoing, I guess, regarding the robbery at the St. Joseph Police Station. Whatever happened to that? Maybe we can try and get a statement from CID on that matter. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. I did not want to call her, but why I'm calling is because that people don't seem to understand what happened with Iran and the other places Israel is fighting against. If people you should take your time to read the Bible, they'll see happen. That is nothing new. Because if you read up to, I think the day before yesterday, I was reading like when God tell them to go and kill all the people from Moab. And they went and they killed and they catch all the women and they bring the women home. So God asked them, didn't I tell you to kill everybody, small, big, old, whatever it is, kill it and bring them? They take the women and them, they bring it over. And then God tell them, kill everybody for what they have done to Israel. But Israel went through a lot of problems. But what is happening now, we don't read the Bible, we don't know, because the Bible says the natural man does not understand the things of God. It's foolishness to him. The only person that has a relationship with God that can understand the things of God. And God does whatever pleases him. And he said, my thoughts are not your thoughts, your ways are not your ways. And what I understand is happening there is that in 2 Timothy chapter 3, tell you everything going to happen. Nation against and all what is going to happen. And he said, these are not yet the time. In Matthew 24, tell you. And many parts, Daniel, you check that and in the book of Israel. It is not the time. No, these are just the signs of time. But he says it's just a plan like a woman is pregnant and she's going through pain until she makes the child come. And we don't understand. Everybody saying, oh, these and see many children. Many children have died. Or if you read in the Old Testament, there are monk of people that died. And they hear the New Testament came to tell you the 2 Timothy and Matthew and the other what will happen in there. You understand? So, and if we read in Romans 11, you will see about Israel. He tells you so because all you things are going good. Are you thinking or he going to put out Israel, the Jews, because put them off because of us? He said that we are just grafted, a little piece grafted. So tell him to keep all this so quiet. You understand? Because he can just cut all off. So what is happening there? Signs of time, things are coming near, crisis approaching, many things are happening that is happening. And in spite of all what we have to say, we cannot change the hand of God. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you. All right, Dominica, let's take a break. Pay some bills, huh? We'll be right back after this.
I think going shopping for farming supplies. So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloomberg? Do you have a farm? You tell me, Gus, how the hell sort? I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together. I see going shopping for farming supplies. So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? Do you have a farm? You tell me, Gus, how the hell sort? I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
That email seems suspicious, and that SMS could be vicious. That phone call or voice notes too serious, too good to be true, probably fictitious. Don't be fooled by online imposters, promising that are gonna cost ya. Be aware, protect your data and money. Stay aware, stay alert, think your.
You can outsmart the scammers. A message from Republic Bank. Report any suspicious activity to customer care at rfhl.com.
Set sail this summer. Compliments of Going Places Travel. Win 2 ferry tickets to your choice of St. Lucia, Guadeloupe, or Martinique. Book any flight or cruise from June 9th to July 31, and you're automatically entered. Call 448-2550 or visit our office today.
We are Going Places Travel. We're the travel experts. Caribbean's largest travel agency.
Come into any of our offices or visit us at goingplacestravel.com. June month end to the first week in July. All roads lead to Scott's Head for the grand Cool Reunion Festival, beginning Friday, June 27th with sounds of praise to the Most High, lively cultural performances, followed by Soir l'Histoire, a night of powerful, topical, juicy history with Dr. Lennox Honeychurch, followed by the Super Block of finale. Saturday 20th, Sakis Abukabut in spectacular carnival style, followed by Dr. Mika Labadi and Dropping. Sunday 30th, church service, then village festival with the Unstoppable Person Serenade. Tuesday, July 1st, trip to Kalinago territory. Wednesday, July 2nd, Dog Blue and Big Money Bingo. Tuesday, July 3rd, beach party and talent night with special guest Franklin Moses. Friday, July 4th, grand dinner and dance. Saturday, Fest, the highly anticipated return of Conde Conla with Midnight Movement. Sunday, July 6th, Super Blacko. Extra codes coupon is only $3 for $10. Raffle to include a large screen, smart television, and multiple smart phone devices. Don't miss the Scott's Head Cool Reunion. Good month into the first week of July. Sponsored by Belfast Estate, Couplet Bear, DNO, Q95, and Creole Heartbeats. Look at people!
But with membership, you want quality products, we have that. You want quality services, we have that too. Our services will help make your dreams come true. That's a fact. Hurry up to NCCU, your community financial partner. Yes, support you through all disaster. At NCCU, trust us, we care. The kind of loyalty you cannot find anywhere. National Cooperative Credit Union, education, training, and information. Self-help, responsibility, democracy, equality, solidarity. And with you, we have no heart for our members. So become a member today at one of our local offices to help us make your dreams come true. 255-2126. NCCU, your community financial partner.
Are you tired of having the same boring breakfast every morning? Well, Monflake Oats is the healthy and perfect solution just for you. Make your breakfast exciting by adding Monflakes to your pancakes, parfait, or even milkshake. Monflake can be found in different sizes and available in granola such as Caribbean or Hawaiian. Stop worrying about what to prepare for your breakfast, dessert, snack, or even dinner. Monflake is the best addition to your meal. Grab yourself a bag today.
Locally distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and available island-wide.
All right, Dominicans, we're back and happy to have you. It's Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. Beautiful Wednesday. Okay, so at this time, I'd like us to talk about a solution to all the parking issues that we're having in Roseau. We cannot deny, as I said earlier, that Roseau is very congested with vehicles, and parking is a problem, and it's getting worse. So, a discussion needs to be had by everyone, and then, of course, on a more technical level, to solve this. This is a problem. The idea that I have, and I have spoken to a lot of people very close to me, friends I know, people in the field of engineering, construction. That we need a parking complex in Roseau or near the Roseau area. We may have to start considering shuttle services, or really and truly, the proposed site that I have in mind is really very close to Roseau and in walking distance of everything in Roseau. So, you just park a vehicle there and you walk into Roseau. Buses can still be allowed to do some shuttle service. $2, $1 to reach anywhere in Roseau. And I think that's some free money for the Treasury if we included a toll booth on each floor. To be specific, what I'm recommending, again, is a complex, a parking lot complex, let's say 5 stories. The proposed site would be the Goodwill Link Road parking area. That area there by the Goodwill Link Bridge. That's a massive piece of land. Currently, there's parking there. But what if we took, let's say, 25,000 square feet from that area, maybe even 30,000 square feet. And we built a 5-story parking lot. You can imagine it will hold more vehicles than present. I mean, this is just common sense. And on each floor, let's assume you have 3 security officers, right? Just like at the airport, you have this guy in the booth collecting, let's say, $1. And for each dollar, each vehicle or each driver can leave their vehicle there for no more than 24 hours. If you do leave it there for more than that, it's towed to, let's say we establish as well some kind of pound area where persons can come and pick up their vehicles if it's towed. I mean, all this is extra money going to the treasuries. And I don't think persons would have a problem with that. You pay $1. Most times your job is what? 8 to 4. You pick up your vehicle, you go on about your business. I mean, it just makes sense. And I think it would help with this congestion. We may need to think of a second one. But you tell me your views on building a 5-story parking lot with those logistics added in. So the treasury gets something and it basically it pays itself in terms of maintenance. Your views. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, and how are you this morning?
Doing good, brother.
Okay, heading to Sun Valley.
Yes, Mr. Sandra.
You hit the nail right on the head. I've been looking at that place for a long time. And after you pass the complex, the nuns build, after the Adventist church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you take from there until you reach all the top where the vehicles park in. I forget what lane is that. And what you do after you been to Trinidad? You have been to City Gate in Trinidad?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it City Gate, where only the buses and whatever come and park. And then what you do, all vehicles coming north of Roseau, they go up Charles Avenue. That is by Verno's house, go right up to the roundabout at the hospital, and they come down there.
And they come down,
vehicles, to park. So they will not be crossing Pottersville. And vehicles coming south of Roseau, you improve the gardens, like I think Isaac Baptist had a plan for when United Workers Party or what they were going to do in the gardens. So all vehicles south of Roseau, you go through the gardens, come down by Alliance Forces there, and you go up there and park. So that is going to relieve the congestion in Roseau. And as you say, you have storage up there in $1 and thing. And so, as I tell you, you hit the nail right on the head. You do that, and all our problems solved.
That's brilliant.
Thank you very much.
That's brilliant. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Why can't we do that? Now, this is a concern I have had for give or take 4 years now. And I really think it would help. It would also add a lot of structure to traffic in the Roseau area. It just makes sense. At this point, 2025, doing things, in the 21st century, even if we're small, we can do things well. It's a matter of implementation, a matter of determination. How determined are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Again, Richie, I really want to commend you on your program so far.
Thank you, my friend.
Richie, this government have no interest in really improving the capital city. I mean, you and I know that Roseau is a hot mess when it comes to traffic. And if these guys, they were thinking if they had any type of intelligence within their team, or if they had innovative ideas, they would definitely think of getting parking garages or what you call parking deck or a multi-story building. You understand what I'm trying to say? Just where you spoke about, that could have make a difference right there. But again, when you have people that lack innovative ideas, it's not going to happen. You see, again, I really wonder how these guys are sitting in the highest law of the land. I mean, these power weapons, how do they sleep at night? Knowing that they've been there, well, some of them been there for in excess of 2 decades. and have no idea. I mean, the Dominica, they have destroyed all manufacturing sector in Dominica. Dominica is at its lowest. I wonder how do those guys sleep at night, knowing that they have destroyed our young men and women. And I can speak, one of them days I was in St. Joseph, and it was so much ashamed to see a man that's in government for 25 years. I decided I'm not going to call this guy name. For 25 years, he's sitting as a power rep and even as a prime minister. For you to come to St. Joseph, what our young men and women in St. Joseph, some of them that are struggling on cocaine, crack, methane, and stuff like that, and actually giving them the money to maintain their drug and their alcohol habits. I mean, it is a shame, and I'm really hoping that not too long from now, we will see a change in Dominica, and Dominica will get back to where it rightfully belongs. And again, in closing, I'm really hoping that Q95, with its democracy now, where you could actually voice out your opinion, will remain, even if UWP, I'm hoping that they will remain as they are right now to allow members of that government that will be in opposition to voice out the opinion as to what is or what is not going right in Dominica. Take care now, Richie. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, my friend. Let it be clear as far as that is concerned, because I have spoken respectfully to management here as it relates, what is the policy of the company when it comes to freedom of speech. This is what I was told. Anyone, I repeat, anyone in sound mind has a right to voice their opinion. It is enshrined into the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and therefore, Q95 FM radio will uphold that law. I believe that as well, but I'm just telling you what I was told. That's how it is. So whether you are in public life, private life, you're part of the opposition, DFP, APP, UPP, Dominica Labour Party, minister, president, it does not matter. You are welcome. Good morning, caller, you're live.
Hey, Richie, good morning. How you doing?
Doing good, bro. Morning.
All right. Richie, this idea you have, those are projects that are supposed to be done, financed by the CBI,
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, them man squander the money. They squander the CBI money. I would dare anybody to call, right, and name any project that has been funded by the CBI that is bringing in revenue to the country right now. Because you see right now, the CBI is on verge of collapse. So it means that there's a source of revenue you're not going to have. But had we invested the money that we were getting from CBI into something else that would bring in revenue, then we would have been in a better position. So all these passports these guys sell.
It's a good point.
And we have nothing to show for it. We have absolutely nothing to show for it.
Well, I cannot say absolutely, but I agree with you. You have a very strong point. I agree with you that more could have been done.
Well. When I say absolutely nothing, I mean well, if what projects do we have that are bringing revenue, that is bringing revenue into the country right now?
Yeah.
I mean, there are a few hotels, but if you look at Kempinski or Continental, however you call it, the occupancy is almost at zero.
On that note, I will say that the only two, the only one that comes to mind really in terms of a success story, would be Jungle Bay, and Colibri. Yeah. These two.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You could look at those as success stories. Even with Jungle Bay, even the proprietor of Jungle Bay, he was on the radio sometime 2 weeks ago, and
yeah, Sam is just brilliant. Sam is. He did it properly. Yeah,
and you were saying he's stepping down with regards to running Jungle Bay. He's been there for 20 years, and you could only take it, so far. But then we have a country, and then we have the one person running the country for over 20-something years. And then we don't seem to think that it's time to change that and get people in with innovative ideas and better ideas to come and run the country. I mean, I hear them talking about the consultation on marijuana, and this is an idea that Lennox Clinton brought how many years ago, and they ridiculed him.
Yeah, under his leadership.
And they ridiculed him, but now they're going to have consultation.
It cannot be avoided. The cannabis industry, this is $1 billion industry.
Yes, and you have a man from Dominica involved in that. So you had one foot in it already.
Yeah. He's extremely successful in California.
They need help. They need the opposition to give ideas. And look, the man gave an idea and you ridicule him, telling him smoking and all that kind of nonsense. But now the same idea the man brought. Look, you want to pursue it now. So you're about 10 years late. Anyway, thanks for taking my call, Richard.
No problem. You're welcome. A very good point by the caller. And we spoke to economist Dr. Thompson Fontaine yesterday as it relates to the disparity in revenue, 40% from our tax revenues making up the GDP, and then 60% from CBI. St. Kitts was one of the countries doing well in terms of revenue, but they invested significantly more than we did in the economy, in various sectors. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, and they are now reaping the benefits. I think at some point, the Prime Minister was even able to give what you call grant relief to every single citizen in St. Kitts. I mean, that's historic. Hopefully we see that happen in Dominica. I don't think Dominicans would have a problem getting 10 grand from the administration due to the excess in revenue received from the CBI transaction. That would be very interesting. Historic even. But let's take this call. Caller, you're live.
Richie, blessings.
Blessings, bro.
You have heard, and listen to me, you can engage me. You have heard that if something is not broken, you don't fix it.
Yeah.
What if when something is broken, it is working in your interest? Why should you fix it?
That's a question of morality. That's a good question.
And that's the psychology that is being played out here. Richie, there is what they call the Stockholm Syndrome. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
A man and a woman in a relationship, and the woman or the man is quite abusive. One partner is quite abusive to the other. And a certain time elapses, years, whatever. And then the abuser have the abused aiding and abetting him or her in the abusing, Richie.
I follow.
Then, I am the abuser, and then the abused now beginning to say, well, I find out if you don't beat me, you don't love me. Have you heard that, Richie?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I want to beat me, you don't love me.
Yeah.
And that is the insanity
that
is happening in this country.
Trauma.
You said something, Rich?
Mm-hmm. No, I say it is. I agree. It's trauma. It's intense trauma.
So I am just saying, my brother, the psychology, ABC psychology, food, clothing, shelter, 1, 2, 3, ABC. It is easy for me, Richie, to conclude they does not want something that is broken, that is working for them, fixed. That is what that is happening. So they're going to aid and abet. Look at basic youth, Richie.
Have you ever been a minister? You don't think you was a minister of government or prime minister in your former life?
Probably, yeah. I've been told
Maybe
that.
because Richie, yesterday I said it to you on Dr. Fountain. If I am lacking in innovative and creative ideas, Dr. Fountain is an expert in the same ideas I need. Richie have traveled extensively and he have great ideas. Richie, who should I go to assist me? Dr. Fountain and Richie. They does not want Dominica to develop. They want Dominica to be unlivable, if there is that word or term, unbearable, where people cannot survive in Dominica, not prosper, And they have to run away from Dominica, and they're buying the properties for nothing. They're buying your land and all kind of things. They abuse your children and use you like some mule, make you vex with Richie because Richie does supporting that one, and you don't talk to Blessings because Blessings talking about the government. In conclusion, yesterday I watched an argument between a Chinese and a Dominican man. Do you know, Richie, when the Chinese buy property in Roseau to develop the property, dilapidated buildings and all of that, and they build 3, 4, 5, 6-story building is up they're going because we haven't got the acreage. So he built next to a Dominican and he built a gate, a metal gate attached to his building and the local guy building, and if you see the padlock on it. No, I don't think them, how they call them, the bull quarters or something like that.
Bull quarters, yeah.
You might have to get a man with a welding thing to cut that. That's a bit
it's that big, huh?
Huh?
I say it's that big.
And the man is telling him he has to remove that. He said, no, he's not removing it. The man said, I'm going to take the matter. He said, go to the court, go to the court. And they're building roads. They're not using Chinese to build it, but every major infrastructural program that is taking place in Dominica, they are doing it. So when you talk about the great ideas about the congestion, the sidewalks, the men have received millions of dollars from foreign governments to turn Roseau into a model city. Have you heard that, Richie?
Yes.
And look at the congestion, look at the sidewalks, look at the exposed gutter and all the nastiness there. Richie, you're dealing with a criminal enterprise. Mr. Linton, not to send McMurray behind me. They have hijacked the country and they have the people right where they want them because it's about when you die, you'll go to heaven. Have a blessed day, sir.
Blessed day to you, blessings, blessed day. You know, I will say that this is really needed. And we did receive some funds and loans. We took some loans recently. We got a loan approved from Saudi Arabia. Some monies can be diverted to do this because I'll start with one. But I think we'll need more than one. But start with one and then the other to really gain control over that traffic issue. Because there's just not enough space. It's just not feasible. Before you know it, you're going to have vehicles, parking on top of vehicles or something. Right? Morning, caller, you're live.
Good morning, Richie.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good. I listen to your program. It's very educating. And it's beyond people like you all with this brain, brilliant brain. We need to take over Dominica. Because everything you're saying is just on point. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a blessed day as well. Well, I'll say this, Ian Jackson, one of my guests earlier this week, he said that Dominicans are filled with talent. And though that is a fact, another fact is Dominicans are brilliant. We can go as far as to say as Caribbean citizens are brilliant. I mean, I know a lot of Dominicans, Barbadians, Haitians, St. Lucians, who are all over the world doing amazing things. and they're from our countries. Are those people being utilized for the advancement of those countries? That's another question. We can pursue that. The impact of the diaspora. Are we just limiting them to remittances? But on the matter of the parking lot, some St. Lucians are telling me $3.50 EC would be a better charge at the toll. So you pay $3.50. That's what some St. Lucians are recommending for your vehicle, and you have until you have 24 hours to keep it there. For me, I mean that's fine, but I think $1 is okay too. That's just my view, because there are so many drivers, and I can tell you, you're gonna have vehicles going in and out, in and out, in and out throughout the day. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money in 1 month. Every dollar counts. Good morning, caller. You're live. Please call back. Morning, caller. You're live.
Yes, Rich, it's me again. But you see that's how you call it, by the back of the grammar school there?
Yeah.
There are the apartments. That place was around that area there, from there going all the way down, was marked up to be a parking lot. But we are taking to build apartments to give people just to buy food. The people doesn't think, they're just doing what they feel they should do just to have people for vote. That is it. The people are thinking about the development of the country. There's me, myself, and I, and how long I can stay ripping the country. That is all them people thinking of. That place there was marked out for that. And all the way on Valley Road, I think was purchased by the government. But the people still live in there because they took some people from by that link road up there. They took some people that were squatting there, put them on the Valley Road area to live. But all there was marked out for parking lot. Yes.
Those are good sites.
Yeah, that was paid for, Richie. But in order to hold you for vote, we have to do what we have to do just to have you in a vice grade. We're in serious trouble in our country when you have people that in government that doesn't think of how to develop a country, but just to develop themselves. That is bad.
Thank you. In all fairness, I will say, it's just like I told one of the callers, we can't absolutely say nothing has been done with the CBI. We do have concerns, but some work has been done. As you rightly said, some hotels, there are some success stories, not much, a few that we know of. Jungle Bay, to me, being the biggest one. I mean, the management at Jungle Bay is brilliant. This was led by Tom Rafael. We all know him well. He's a good businessman. Good business. And I'm all for building houses, by the way. I have no qualms with that. No issues with apartments subsidized for the benefit of the citizenry, persons who on their own would take a very, very long time before they could get their own home or have their own space. So I think it's a good thing, and this is not new to any particular government. I mean, this happened in the Patrick John era, the Mary Jr. Charles, the Edison James era, and now the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. So this is not new. Every administration has utilized slightly different mechanisms, but the concept of government housing is really and truly not new. It's just a good program. Good morning to Edno and Marvin. Good morning to you guys. Caller, you're live.
Yes, Richie. And the area you're talking about would be for both private and public service vehicles.
Yeah.
Maybe you can have 1 or 2 floors, however it is, for private vehicles, and 1 or 2 or 3 floors for public service vehicles.
Yeah.
The difference, Richie, with building the housing complex, with this Charles Edison, Patrick, or what have you, is that single houses were being built for the people, and then they could have their backyard gardening. I go to La Plain and Grand Four, and then you have this how you calling it, apartment houses, like how you see in the big cities. That is not for us in this small countries. No. The people have their land in thing, or even if the government have to purchase the land, you build single complex, 2, 3 bedrooms, whatever it is, and then so then people can still do their little farming and so in their backyard. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that comment. You're spot on. Although some might debate that apartment complexes is a wise use of space. I mean, you get more people housed as compared to lots of land or houses for each person or each family. It takes more land. So I guess land use management being considered there, that's a bit debatable. But I get your point. Dominica, tell me your thoughts on decentralizing business. I mean, we have a few examples and they must be commended. Jolly's Pharmacy, HHV Whitchurch, ISA Trading. These are just a few that we know of, but there's not really much companies decentralizing in Dominica. We have Astefan, J. Astefan and Company. We have a branch in Roseau, one in Kingfield. What's your thoughts on this? Because I was told by one of the economists who's a good friend of mine that this is a general sign of development when you see especially locally born businesses branching out. It's a really good sign. Is that happening enough in our country? Would you like to see more of that? Undoubtedly, it also means more jobs, more permanent jobs. That's always a good thing. Caller, you're live.
Richie, I think it's fine. The final call for the morning. Let me deal with what I was about to say and what you're saying right now.
Yes, brother.
Richie, what presently, there was $53 million. You heard about the Q80 fund, Richie?
Yeah.
For the development of Roseau. Richie, I know Matt is not around. If you get a chance, can you ask the God of Dominica, the Prime Minister, What happened to the $53 million the Kuwaiti fund to develop Roseau? And we took loans on several things. Where these monies are going when they're earmarked for a particular project? Where the monies are disappearing and having to do with Jungle Bay, I mean, that is an insult. Great success, but Richie, Jungle Bay and another hotel you mentioned. Did you listen to Dr. Fountain and Linton and them man talking about how much billions of dollars of passport money? I got the Antigua sent to St. Kitts and how they call them Totoma, St. Martin and Quilla. They have nothing on us. And if these monies were used to develop Dominica, rich people from all America, Dominicans, would come back home. They would have come back home, Richie.
The potential for Dominica blessings to really advance, even if it's small in size, but to really advance on an infrastructural, economical basis is huge, you know. I think Dominicans really underestimate their capabilities. I think that's a mind thing.
No, but when the people in charge, Richie, once upon a time, you're a young man still. Richie, Dominica was in its glory days, you know, Richie. People would live, you know, you have people from Antigua and other Caribbean countries who came to live in Dominica and make the children in Dominica, and the children are still there. They would come for medical procedures to be done on them because the hospital was tip-top in shape, Richie. And there was a regression under this administration, and as my family said, pertaining to do, you know, a slight is a drastic difference where people then, under different administration, would have purchased the apartments they built for them or the houses they built for them. Now you have the Prime Minister coming in their faces and tell them it is 100% government owned, meaning scary. It is sad. Richie, just quickly, having to do with the decentralization, Richie, the pain, I don't like using that term, disposable. Richie, have you ever thrown money away, Richie?
No.
So I don't like that disposable income, because to me, when you're disposing of things, it's useless. So you get rid of it. So I don't like that term. Very little spending money, if I would use that term rather. And these businesses that are decentralizing, if you would have to do your investigation, Richie, you would see how they are all choked up in frustration. The people need stuff, but they have not the spending money. So let us give Jolly and Whitchurch and all of them their glory and all of that and say, yeah. Huh?
Yeah, a few of them, yes. It's a few of them.
Yeah, a few of them. Let us give praise to them for the decentralization. Because look at Issa. Issa is doing something there. Or if I go down to I could just stop by Issa, get my stuff and
right there. Yeah.
We have to give thanks to that. And I hope some was forced out, because I know how corrupt a set of criminals are in Dominica. To me, some had a sombering sound in his departure. I hope there was not some hidden clause, and you were disposed of. Have a blessed one, King.
Thank you, blessing. I can tell you, Mr. Raphael has been very straightforward with his business. He's been very transparent. The most I can say is he did it right. It's a clear example of when you do it right, what happens. He did it right. So decentralization, sorry. Would you like to see more of that in your country? Good morning, caller, you're live.
yes, yes, and the decentralization would go a long way to alleviate the traffic in Roseau, the traffic congestion.
Yes,
Sorry, we have in
definitely.
Roseau.
Yes.
And at this point, I want to commend, say kudos to Mr. Issa. Just last week, I was traveling on a bus, and when I drive past this place, the guy again, I was talking about that. I said, "Hey, Mr. Issa, see his age. He could have been enjoying himself going all over the world on vacation at this point. But he has chosen to expand. And it's because he has the love of his country at heart. The interest of his country at heart. He loves his country, have the interest of his country at heart. In compared to those who are in government who just taking and grabbing for themselves. People like Mr. Paul Greenhold, Suki, who are the others I can check? The people who have the interest of their country at that and then doing their best to develop their country.
Yeah.
So that is one other thing the decentralization record. And blessing is all right. Tyrone, good morning, family. What Tyrone maybe would know, Tyrone and I are related. My grandmother was his great-grandmother. And what he wouldn't know is that their people came from Montserrat. Her mother came from Montserrat and she was married to a Lynch who also came from Montserrat. And that is the reason why we have the people in Wesley and Marigot and Woodford talking Cocoy. Because the majority of them, their people came from the Leeward Islands, came to work on the various estates. And because, Rich in those days, we had a lot of estates in Dominica producing sugar and those things. So those people came to work here and then they make Dominica their home. So Tyrone is so right, Richie. Nice talking to you.
Pleasure, brother. Pleasure. You're always welcomed here. Dominic, at this time, I want to shift our discussion. And this is another thing that I have pondered on a lot. It has to do with socialization. It has to do with behaviorism. It has to do with being a good parent. I think it's fitting to say that the backbone of every society is the family. In recent times, I've received complaints from some educators that too many of our kids in Dominica appear a bit ill-behaved, And I'm not talking in terms of any diagnosis of ADHD and stuff like that. Just ill-behaved, meaning that the child has not been taught the proper principles to behave his or herself in a manner that warrants that type of behavior. So, for example, they're at church and they're running around like it's a playground, doing backflips and all kind of stuff. They're in a press conference, or some other formal meeting, a dinner, and they're screaming for no reason because maybe they wanted a piece in the plate, and you told them not now, and they started to bring the house down. Things like that. It's a disturbance, and I think it's time we talked about it. What needs to happen? Where have we gone wrong? Is this the future we want, where people lack emotional intelligence because they were not brought up properly? And sometimes a lot of parents blame the educators or the teachers, like the teachers have custody over their children. The teachers are doing their job, guys. They're here to teach your child theory, and in some cases practicals. They're not here to raise your child for you. They're just a guide. Your thoughts? Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning. I love this topic because there is a different way of it. Number one, there are people who know how to train their children and they try their best, and some of the children still unruly. While there are those that they just make their children, they give them food, they have a house, they put the tools, and they don't do their work what they ought to do. Because I am still going back to 2 Timothy chapter 3 again. It says children will be unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. That's what the Bible says. And there it says in Deuteronomy, train up a child. The Proverbs say, train up a child the way he should, and when he goes, he will depart from it. Why? The Bible tells you that what is happening, you need, when you have your children, teach them the word of God, write it on your door, write it everywhere you can tell. Talk to them, have a conversation, tell them how it is. But people don't have time to tell children the Bible. Since they go to church, they come back, and some don't even go to church. And the lack of the fear of God is not in the children because of the parents, or maybe their parents not even fearing God, and that is it. But it doesn't mean that because you are Christian or you go to Christian church, your children, when the children grow up, you teach them what they have to teach. Someday they may come back to God, or they may not. And that is what happens. We are in a world now because the children. And then I want to still say I read in Judges chapter 2, verse 10 said that there arose a generation that does not know God. So that's what I have to much. That's what I am strong in the Bible. Maybe not all those things, but I know for sure. I know the word of God.
Thank you. So the caller bringing a spiritual perspective, and can we really rule that out? If you ask me, no. I think it plays its part in teaching us some of the more important things we need to know to pass on to children. And that is the concept of right and wrong, a sense of justice, purpose, principle. Your thoughts. Caller, you're live.
Good morning, Derek.
Good morning.
That's Peter Luther.
Morning, brother.
As I already spoke about teachers, I've been writing to some parents with the duties of child upbringing to the teachers. Yes, the teachers have a role to play, but the parents, I believe, discipline comes from the home. That is me that's saying that, teacher. Discipline your child properly. When they come to school, they will behave in the appropriate manner. Right? Because sometimes you get up in the morning, my brother, you vex, and the kind of thing you tell your child, and they come to school, they themselves upset, and then sometimes they're not even listening to the teacher. Let us give you a small instance. Normally, I have a deputy teacher in primary school. When we don't have general assembly, I take 2 or 3 classes together, and I ask them to pray. I noticed one boy was not taking part at all. So after the assembly, I called him and I asked him, Father, why are you not taking part in the assembly? You know, the boy told me he's 9 years of age. You know what he told me? The only time I pray is when I come to school. So you know what kind of home that boy is coming from. If you tell me that a boy of 9 years, he goes to school, and the only time he prays to God is when he comes to school.
That's not good.
You understand? And I believe another thing, partner, that we have to look at, and you might get other callers to support me, is that we have a lot of young parents who need parenting. That is me. Young parents, don't touch my child. Don't do that. You try to correct the child, maybe not even using.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Just giving them too much advice. And they shout at you as they want to fight with you. So you leave the children alone. I know when you go and your mother went to town, your neighbor used to cast an eye on you. We don't have that again. This thing we used to have before, it's gone out the window. And that is one of the main problems that we have in raising our children. Yeah? Because they used to say, the village raised the child.
Raise the child,
That doesn't happen again, though. Well, yes, you can tell me we have technology and all kind of things. But the basic things people must learn, as you mentioned, is behavior. How to behave. I'm a Roman Catholic, when I used to go to church in the Catholic on Sunday, you have to have Sister Bodger. Everybody sitting, Sister Bodger walk up and down the aisle to see you form in the pool. And if you form in the pool, my brother, after saying it, you have it.
Simple.
I'm not saying it's right.
Simple.
But children need to be able to. And that is one of the things we are lacking. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you. Very strong point. I think parents, the majority need to go back to the drawing board, because the child is a reflection of you, and I don't think people take that serious enough. And if your home has no order, there's no concept of protocol, then what do you expect? You're making the job of the educators very, very difficult, which is completely unnecessary. And I've heard some people say, well, I doesn't beat my child. Well, you have a spoiled brat on your hands, and that's just the fact. Maybe a hard pill to swallow, but facts are facts. Do we really need more brats in society? That's a question. My personal opinion, no. We've seen what people who are entitled become and how bad it is for society. They become very egocentric. It's all about them, me, myself, and I. I want the promotion. I must pull down this person to get the promotion. That's what you're creating. Do we need more of that? I think the answer to that is no. And so I think there's a call now to develop more of a social responsibility for children, and for the parents to do some education on parenting, because it's a serious thing. Whether this happened to you as a so-called mistake or you didn't plan for it, but the fact is the child is there now. What do I do as a father? What do I do as a mother to ensure that even if I'm not the richest parent in the world, I can instill into that child, into that product of society, the proper principles to become an effective member of society? These are questions people need to ask themselves. You're an adult, you're adulting, you're going to jam, the time has come, brother. And stop blaming the teacher. Stop it. I think the time has come where we work with the teachers, we work with the educators to get things on track. You get the children on track. Let them be children, but they're not gonna stay children forever. You have to teach them proper principles in life and how to share, the qualities in life that make a good person. To understand that sometimes you have to share. Sometimes you're not going to be always right. You have to teach them to be humble. Because it's you. They're looking up to you. They're in your space most of their life until they become an adult. Caller, you're live.
Hello.
Good morning, you're live, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Farrell.
How are you?
I am good. Mr. Farrell, you need to give me a number for the priority line, man.
Yeah.
Because I've been calling for 45 minutes and I can hear people calling 10 times and the phone is ringing. So I thought, anyway, Mr. Farrell, where is our crime minister?
Sorry?
Huh?
What's the question?
Where is the prime minister right now? I mean, prime minister. Where's the prime minister right now?
I guess doing official duties. I'm not exactly sure.
Is he supposed to be in St. Vincent leading some delegation? I'm going to see it with him.
Oh, yes. Today's the last day, yeah.
Good. Let me ask you this other question. I got a few questions. I need you to help me, okay?
Yeah.
Which Caribbean country purchases a newspaper called Eyewitness News?
Which Caribbean country does what?
Produces the Eyewitness News. Okay, St. Vincent. Okay?
Yeah, St. Vincent.
No, the Prime Minister made a statement in St. Vincent. I am not confirmed, but I need you to check it out for me, please, because you can go to Eyewitness News, because at my location, I cannot check it out, okay? And in his statement, he said that he is willing to divest parliamentary responsibility and authority in Dominica to the OECS mock court, mock parliament, whatever the name they call it is, okay? So that the laws will not be made in Dominica. They will be made in the OECS parliament. Okay? And this is the most ludicrous statement that we made by a leader. We were wanting slavery. We were wanting colonialism where laws were made in England and we just had to swallow them when we were. And then we move on to the Windward Islands where laws were made by Windward Islands, not any individual country. And for the Prime Minister to even contemplate taking us back to those days, Mr. Farrell, I think we have overrun our patience. The time has come for us to stone carrying out of office.
No. Let's not. We can't. I can't encourage that. We're not going to.
Okay, we won't stone him. Okay. We will not stone him. The time has come for us to pull him out of the office, Mr. Farrell, because that Prime Minister is not progressive. He's a retrogressive Prime Minister. To be considering the things of the 1960s and 70s, to bring them back into our country, he needs to get out of there. He's overstayed his welcome. Okay? Because I cannot, for the life of me, understand what would get into the Prime Minister to make such a dumb statement. Okay? So that those so-called ministers we have, the kindergarten ministers we have in Dominica, would not be able to discuss any bill. You send 2 or 3 persons from Dominica to go to the OECS court, parliament, and they will make laws that govern Dominica. Can that make sense to any reasonable person?
If that is the statement, that's concerning.
But you check out Eyewitness News. This story is on Eyewitness News, as I said again, in St. Vincent. But because of my vantage point now, I cannot check it out. But check it out, it's there.
That's interesting. Thank you, caller.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. I won't have any remarks on that for now. Morning, caller, you're live.
Yes, hello?
Hey, good morning.
Yes, Brother Richie?
Yes, you're live.
Yeah, interesting conversation. You still do the teacher conversation?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I have teacher Lupa, as one who's taught. I think there are two types of disciplines involved in child raising. There's discipline through force and there's discipline through logical concepts. And I think what teaching allows, if you develop, kids in a proper way of teaching them subjects and learning, you actually enforce a different type of discipline, which in many ways is more transformative in your life than the force aspect of beating and being afraid of the parents or hiding away from them and being, wrong. And I don't think we've paid enough attention to that in terms of these concepts of how that school process affects the development of the child. So you have the process of emotional, raising of that child. And so, that child might be wayward when you're not around, when nobody's looking. And you have that process in an educational process which develops a different type of conditioning in the kid. And if you as a teacher, through your teaching process and your subject, you can actually raise that consciousness of that student towards a more better behaved student through a love for the subject that you're teaching them and how you teach them. And I have seen that repeatedly in tutoring kids, repeatedly in classroom settings, repeatedly, that there is a greater sense of transformation in the teaching process than just in the home process of child raising. And
well, that's debatable. But I get your point. That's debatable, but I get your point.
Yeah, and even the idea of religion, Brother Luther talked about in the home. It's a good thing. It helps. But at the end of the day, when you address the person's mind through a more logical and reasoning process, the transformation is much lengthier in their life and much more transformative. And I think psychology will bear that out, again.
But the thing is, I'll tell you, I can identify you, right? Because I know who's speaking. So I can tell you that from what I studied, it appears to be a combination. So it's a combination of what you're saying. You're more, your point is more focused on the mind and teaching rather than, trying to bring a point across or teach a principle to a child by force. But it's a combination because you have various factors. At times, the child may be more rebellious than at another time when you're trying to teach him or her something, or you're trying to teach them a lesson for life. So it's a combination and knowing when to intelligently incorporate whatever form of discipline, whether it be through me speaking to you, in a firm voice to assert something that you've done wrong, or it could be a stare. There are some parents, some guys I hear, once I look at my daughter, she knows she did something wrong and stuff like that. But based on the culture, and I think that's something we've deviated from, it's a combination. And then when you use the combination of the various forms of teaching and disciplining, that's when you get a higher probability of that child becoming well-rounded and understanding, hey, I should do this, I shouldn't do that, that's the reason why I should do this. They sort of pick up better. And the community back then, from what I understand, this whole Kudme concept was built around that combination. So you had people not just teaching or targeting the mind in terms of, just speaking and bringing out things in an interesting way to a child, but you also had the part of society allowed to teach the child when necessary, in terms of force, not in any abusive way, but to get the point across that, hey, you're doing something bad. We don't want you to continue said act. And if you continue said act, you will experience displeasure. And so this has to be taken in moderation, that it's a combination. That's what I believe of teachings required.
I totally agree with you, and that is why the relationship between teacher and parent is critical. You see, the teacher and parent is the new village. You know, it is the new village, and so the teacher-parent relationship, it has to be fundamental.
It is crucial. It is crucial.
Of our children. There has to be a interaction that is consistent.
Yeah, you can't have parents wanting to fight with teacher. I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? This is ridiculous. And then when the child sees that, you expect the child to learn anything in school. You expect the child to respect the authority of the school. No, because they're seeing daddy come in and daddy putting himself without even understanding why the teacher in fact took a certain measure to discipline. And I'm not saying you have to give teachers a free pass, but there's a process. There's a process to follow when you want to weed out a bad teacher from any institution. There's a process to follow. But generally the concept of parent against teacher, it has to stop. We're talking about educational reform. Well, there's a social aspect to consider, and I'm seeing it. And before today, I thought I was the only one seeing it. So I had to bring it up today as we have an open line. And I'm really glad, that a lot of Dominicans are seeing this now, because we have to deal with it. It's our country. And if we don't deal with that, it will get worse. It's a problem.
Richie, it's not just there, it's a reflection of the broader society, We are reactive as a society across the board, Richie, in our solution process, in our assessment processes. So what we've seen at the student level is just a reflection of the broader consciousness in the society. We are a more reactive society. We don't process things from a rational viewpoint anymore. We process everything emotionally. We react emotionally to things. And so a solution processes are biased on emotion more than rational approaches. So it's a reflection of the broader society that we have to assess, politically and otherwise, the way we address everything. But I hope we can get back on track. Yeah, anyway, good conversation, brother. God bless.
Thank you. Brother Zed, you're always welcome, yeah? Dominica, that's it for me. I have to get to some other duties at this time. I'm sure you understand. I enjoyed my time with you this morning. Of course, at Q95, we're packed with programs. So it's a Wednesday, and the great folks from Jolly's Pharmacy will be joining us on Health Vibes. Good morning to Hendricks. Good morning. And to all of you who participated this morning, a pleasant morning to you, to all the listeners, wherever you are in St. Lucia, wherever you are. Look out for your fellow man. And have a good morning. That's it for Hot Sit today, June 18th, 2025. I am Richie Farrell saying bye-bye for now. The views expressed during this program are not necessarily those of Wise Q95 FM Radio. Wise Q95 FM Radio has not been able to independently verify the factual correctness or the allegations and statements made during the course of this program and cannot vouch for their accuracy. Therefore, Wise Q95 FM Radio will not accept any responsibility or liability for the statements or allegations made in the course of this program.
Introducing the new Caribbean paint from Do It Center. Durant paint and wall covering from Do It Best Quality Paint, giving you the same great interior and exterior quality, the same color matching technology, at an incredible price. Available in black, satin, and semi-gloss. Visit us on Google Road or call our paint department at 255-6896. Do It Center, your partner in home improvements.
Cause I'm on my way.
KFC delivery is here. Just place your order at www.kfcdominica.com, Facebook or WhatsApp at 614-2633 and your order will be delivered to you. KFC, it's good.
Cause I'm on my way.
Hassle-free loans for your every need. Cards have you covered, best believe. Cards ready cash, it's for everyone. Not to worry, fast approval. Hurry up and come. We got this all, we on the go. Cards ready cash, you already know. We got this all, we on the go. Cards ready cash, always ready when you're ready, let's go.
Cards ready cash, ready when you are.
Know your favorite store, dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabishi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram at Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us, visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it at Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
I see Golo in shopping for farming supplies. So I ask him, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? He tell me, that's how tell sort. I've been married 37 years. Come at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
And you guide and protect me from my enemy. Every day and night I keep watch from my enemy. Must protect my life. Must protect my life. Through the ups and downs of this journey. Yeah. So much greatness we have inside. I keep a step high on those who try to take my life. Yeah. Still they try to get me. Been in the fight since I was a child. Close friends and family failed me. It's no excuse to be lazy. It's the gifts that you gave me. I see the vision clearly. We write the pages to what we are destined for daily. With each page of your story, every level vary. Just believe in yourself, yet the star in your story. As you guide and protect me from my enemy. Every day and night I keep watch from my enemy. Must protect my life. Must protect my life. Through the ups and downs of this journey. Yeah. Though the test you walk through, yeah. Press on with your desire. So much people's been through this. What's your reason for wasting gifts that you bear? There's no road that's been really fair. God has never stopped working here. Mama team will be the effect. God they love you. Stop on me betting what the world is waiting here for you and me. So don't give in. We all can win. Just love within. We all can win. Let no need want it. As you guide and protect me from my enemy. Every day and night I keep watch from my enemy. Must protect my life. My life. Through the ups and downs of this journey. Yeah.
It's the energy of we people, something pulsing inside. It beats in every soul. A feeling we cannot hide. It's always pushing us forward, the limit up in the sky. There's rhythm in how we flow, a rhythm that can't be denied. It's in the feeling in how we talk. It's in the meaning in our spot. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. The rhythm of life is bumping. Together going strong, no matter what we keep them going. Before we move on, it's up in the sky. Celebrate and come at your rhythm flow, 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 flow. Come let your rhythm flow. Come let your rhythm flow.
Energy, strength, vitality. The dream that gives us strength for the extra mile. Vitamalt, smooth, delicious, refreshing, and healthy. Taste it. Rich in vitamin B. Vitamalt, the magical source of energy you know and love. Drink it. Boy, that's nicely. I love my Vitamalt there. Vitamalt, vitalized naturally. Distributed by Belva. Estate Limited.
Set sail this summer. Compliments of Going Places Travel. Win 2 ferry tickets to your choice of St. Lucia, Guadeloupe, or Martinique. Book any flight or cruise from June 9th to July 31, and you're automatically entered. Call 448-2550 or visit our office today.
We are Going Places Travel. We're the travel experts. Caribbean's largest travel agency.
Come into any of our offices or visit us at goingplacestravel.com.
Don't miss out on the best fertilizers for your gardening needs. Home and Tools brings you quality fertilizers imported from Europe at just $74.90 per bag. Start with our 12-24-12 for strong roots, and then switch to our 15-4-30 with magnesium and sulfur for lush leaves and sweet, healthy fruits. Visit us on the Gibbet Highway at the Disney Compound or call us at 275-1414 to place your order today. Grow your garden with Home and Tools. Home and Tools. Quality at everyday low prices.
Somebody book me on the big crayon. Mouvement créole à Soukir. Tout le monde créole pour attention. Comité pour études créole Dominique. Et puis Radio QFM qui est présenté. Mouvement créole. Tous les mardis soirs, 6 après-midi. Information, blague, interview, l'histoire, problème, discussion, reportage, apprendre à parler et puis écrit créole. Lien avec ton peuple créole. Bon musique créole. Mouvement créole. À nous fait un rendez-vous, messieurs, mesdames, tous les mardis soirs. QFM qui est frappé avec bon parole créole. Sans ça participer, qui est nous? Rapidement, Timamaina. Mouvement créole à seconde station QFM. Voici avec nous tous les mardis soirs, 6h pour Mouvement créole. Matchez ça.
Remember, let us relive the memories. Remember, bring back the good old days. Remember, let us relive the memories. Shout! Over the world, people are starving. There's no food for them. All of the talking catch purpose and no attaching it. Jaja gave us in writing that we should go and speak and go to pass on knowing.
It's the energy of we people, something pulsing inside. It beating every soul. I'm feeling we can.